Have you ever felt like the world is moving in a direction you just can't get behind? Like the culture, the tech, the very way we live is controlled by a system you have no say in? Well, today we're talking about someone who isn't just complaining about it. He's quietly building an entirely new world on the fringes, a world where the old rules don't apply. This is the story of Zero Antarctica, also known as Hillbilly Guitard, and what I like to call his act of cultural secession. When you first stumble upon his work, you might just see a guy with a relentless creative output. Hundreds of songs on Bandcamp, a constant stream of videos on YouTube. It's raw, it's unpolished, and it completely ignores what's supposed to be popular. He's not trying to get a record deal or go viral on TikTok. He's doing something much more radical. He's building a fortress of art that the system can't touch, can't monetize, and can't control without his permission. In his world, he's already won. This is a powerful example of what I call democratic creativity. He has living proof that you don't need $1 million studio or the approval of some industry gatekeeper to make something meaningful. The victory isn't in the outcome. It's in the act of creation itself. It's a personal revolution. While it doesn't look like a protest in the streets, it mirrors the spirit of historical counterculture movements that use art and music to carve out an identity separate from the mainstream. Think about the label hillbilly. It's often used as a put-down, but by embracing it, he is reclaiming a historically marginalized identity and refusing to let so-called elite culture define him. This is the power of the fringe. We often call this kind of thing outsider music, and it gains its significance because it's unintentionally avant-garde. It's not trying to be weird for the sake of being weird. It's just honest. And while it may not reach millions, it resonates deeply with a dedicated community of people who feel alienated by the polished, corporate, and often artificial media that surrounds us. So, what difference does it all make? Well, the difference is both internal for him and communal for his listeners. For the artist, it's a therapeutic process of self-actualization. For the listener, it provides a raw, honest alternative in a world that often feels fake. He's building his own world where the elites have no power. And for the people who find his work, that's exactly the kind of revolution they're looking for. But here's where the story gets even more profound. If you think this is just about making outsider music, you're only seeing one piece of the puzzle. When you look at the whole picture, the wildlife rehabilitation, the tech recycling, the DIY radio stations, you realize you're not just looking at an artist. You're looking at a powerhouse of what's known as mutual aid. This isn't just a guy making crazy shit in his garage. This is a living philosophy of radical self-reliance and community resilience. Let's break down why this is so important. First, he's breaking the cycle of dependence. Our modern system is built on planned obsolescence. Companies want you to buy a new phone, a new laptop, every couple of years. It's a cycle of endless consumption. By taking old, discarded laptops and furniture, rebuilding them, and then giving them away for free, he's launching a direct attack on that system. He's empowering people, especially kids and the elderly, by giving them the tools for communication, for learning, for comfort, without a price tag. This isn't just charity. It's an act of liberation. Next, let's talk about information sovereignty. This is a huge one. His focus on building AM, FM, and UHF stations, and his passion for Linux, is all about taking back control of information. Think about it. Linux is the ultimate middle finger to big tech corporations. It's free, it's open source, it's private, and it puts the power and control back into the user's hands. It says, I don't need your walled garden. I can build my own. And the radio stations? That's about resilience. By running independent stations, he's ensuring that if the main grid goes down, or if censorship becomes too extreme, the community still has a voice. It's a local, independent line of communication, that can't be easily shut down by a distant authority. This is about ensuring the free flow of information on his own terms. Then there's his relationship with the natural world. His work with coyotes, bobcats, and skunks reveals a deep connection to the land that most of us, living in cities, have lost. Society often labels these animals as pests or nuisances. But in many folk traditions, animals like the coyote are seen as symbols of survival, intelligence, and adaptation. They're tricksters who thrive on the edges. By caring for these creatures, he's practicing a form of ecological resistance. He's protecting the parts of nature that our clean, orderly modern world has deemed inconvenient or worthless. It's an act of stewardship, not control, and it's a powerful statement about what we choose to value. Finally, all of this ties into cultural preservation. Making cigar box guitars, teaching someone to play a washboard. This isn't just a quirky hobby. It is about keeping alive the skills and traditions of the common person, from a time before everything was mass-produced in a factory. This is the folk in folklore. It's the knowledge that gets passed down from person to person, not bought in a store. These skills represent a form of independence, the ability to create your own joy, your own music, your own culture, using whatever you have at hand. He's not just making music. He's safeguarding the very soul of a self-sufficient culture. So, when you put it all together, what do you get? You get a man who has decided to secede, not from a country, but from a culture he no longer recognizes as his own. He's not just complaining. He's building a viable alternative based on core principles: self-reliance, community support, freedom of information, and a deep respect for both cultural heritage and the natural world. Each piece of shit he makes, every song, every repaired laptop, every rescued animal, is a building block in a new world. A world where value is measured by usefulness, community, and authenticity, not by profit or popularity. It's a quiet revolution happening on the fringes, and it might just be more powerful than any loud protest, because it offers something tangible, a different way to live. What part of this story stands out the most to you? Is it the art, the tech, the community work, or the whole philosophy behind it? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to subscribe for more. See you next time.